seats and join Marching Mizzou, a marching band of Missouri under the direction of Alexander Picard, with assistant directors Tom Wibbenhorst, Bob Henry, and Norman Rubling, and the lovely Golden Girls under the direction of Patty Kespel, and our drum mate Kirk Brown in the ball game, and Paul Ross, the linebacker, 16, made the stop. As 71, Byron Cato helped up Brown. Brown is short of the first down. It'll be third and a long yard.
Curtis Brown runs in heavy traffic very well. He picked up yardage there with a lot of people after him.
Critical third down. Third down and about a yard and a half. Oh, trouble. A loss for Missouri, and the Tigers will have to kick.
Just tripped over, looks like maybe his own man there, or somebody that knifed through, you couldn't tell. And Wood stumbles and falls and fails to make, of course, the first down. Had a great charge in there, but
Montgomery standing back at the 8.
State front line.
Well, at least Pete Woods covered that football play.
Now, Pete held on to the ball. It's, I believe it would moved it in there for a first down if he hadn't just tripped.
So now it'll be up to the Ohio State offense to hold the ball for the Buckeyes, and it'll be up to the Missouri defense to get it back quickly for Mizzou. We played 1 minute 7 seconds in the fourth quarter. 21-14, Ohio State in dark leading. Here's the kick by Montgomery. Back at the 27-yard line, Ray Griffin pursued and hit at the 31.
Great coverage down there by Jim Levitt. Jim Levitt, fifth defensive back, gets down there very, very fast and covers that play.
With CF. You too can help these children with their struggle to breathe. Please volunteer by calling 721-2490.
This is the kind of sports event you wait months and months to see. Just a tremendous spectacle in Columbus, Ohio, between two fine major college football teams as Logan comes out across the 40. It looks to be that he'll be maybe a yard short of that first down. Free safety Chuck Banta, the senior from Springfield, Missouri, Parkview High School in Springfield, Missouri. There he is, number 27 in white. Second down and about 2. They put it on the 41. Joe Robinson is in the game on the short yardage situation. It'll be a double tight end setup for Ohio State. Straight tee on 2nd and 2. Lots of power. Pete Johnson getting the first down. Ball control for the Buckeyes. Keith Morrissey on the stop for the Tigers with Garlick. Johnson had 103 yards rushing in the first half. What does he have now unofficially? About 112 yards rushing here early in the fourth quarter. Herman Jones, wide receiver, is in the game. Jones and Harrell on a double flanker setup, a wide slot to the right side. On the option pitch, Logan at midfield in the Missouri territory.
I believe we got Ohio State for clipping. I believe it was illegal. Flag on the play.
There will be the first penalty, I believe, on Ohio State today, Clay.
The first penalty.
There it is, as you called it.
You believe that. Here's Gerald coming out on that reverse option. Pitches that ball out here, but the slot back, cracking back on Dale Smith, clipped him.
They're marching back into Ohio State territory, just inside the 30. Now they place it up at about the 31-yard line. 1st and 25. This is the situation. Missouri must get Ohio State in with 12 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the game. Ohio State with the ball and leading 21-14. First down and 25 at the 31. Gerald! Oh, he gets away! Rob Gerald, and he runs it out over the 40-yard line. Still way short of the first down, but 94 Steve Hamilton seemed to have him.
Great rush here of the Missouri line. Gerald backing up to throw. He's a little jumpy in the pocket. Comes out of it, but has great recovery speed. He's outstanding quickness and a great scrambler. Just unbelievable run there to put them back up there. Still second and long. They got 13 yards to go.
Yes, he picked up 11 yards on the carry. 2nd and 14 at the 41-yard line of Ohio State. Johnson for about 3. It'll be 3rd and long now. And here is a 3rd down and 10 coming. Chris Garlick on the stop. Johnson with his jersey ripped as he has experienced heavy duty. This game on television and radio everywhere. Back to the entire state of Missouri. Marv Holman doing the telecast into the entire state of Ohio. Ken Coleman, the radio broadcast around Ohio. Dan Kelly and Bill Wilkerson on the radio broadcast around Missouri. And my old friend Merle Harmon doing a radio broadcast of the game back to Los Angeles for the UCLA fans. UCLA here next week. And it's incomplete on 3rd down. Storer was the intended receiver. So Ohio State will kick. And with 10 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the game, Missouri down 21-14 will get the ball back. There is Skladany. Over 45 yards per punt the last 2 seasons. Leo Lewis deep at the 10. Lewis capable of breaking a long one. Lewis watching it bounce. It takes a Missouri bounce out of bounds at about the 16 or 15-yard line. Missouri will have a long way to go with the score 21-14. Ohio State will be back in a moment.
In the very next minute, someone in this country will attempt to take his life. There are others who are suffering from depression, life pressures, family problems, and a need to talk. There are people who will listen. For someone who cares, call for help. 397-0963. In Missouri, to report child abuse or neglect or for information and counseling, call toll-free 1-800-392-3738.
We've got the Gateway Arch, antiques, amusement parks, big bread and basketball, baseball and beer. Clydesdale, the Climatrons, department stores and downtown fun. St. Louis has it all right here. Whatever you're after, whatever you need, St. Louis has it all.
You look up and down, press row.
Super.
At the Ohio Stadium, the announcers and the writers on the edges of their seats, along with 87,000 fans, as Woods on 1st down throws complete. It is Joe Stewart. It is Joe Stewart. Up to the 48-yard line. 1st down, Missouri. Ray Griffin, the safety man, made the stop.
Hey, wasn't that a great play by Woods? Watch him come out of there very fast, sets up quick. Joe Stewart runs a great curl pattern out there. Woods hits him right on the money. The front of the ball, tail of the ball goes down, but right on target. Look at Stewart cut across against the grain.
On the 47. Lewis to the near side. Stewart to the far side. 1st down, Missouri. On the pitch going the other way. Lewis, open field in front of him. Lewis into Ohio territory and slips at the 47-yard line after gaining 5. Bob Brudzinski, 84, on the coverage. The little man going back.
A little bit of action on that play. How you like that little pitch reverse? Woods coming out of there, pitches the ball back on the run after faking, and Leo breaking wide to the right, slips, but picks up about 6 yards.
Excellent camera coverage today from Ohio Educational Television. We want to thank them for an excellent job. And it is Brown fighting for the 1st down. Look at him put his head down and go down to the 39 of Ohio State. Dantzler made the stop. And that's a 1st down for Missouri.
Sprint out draw to Brown. The tailback cuts back in there. He's crippled a little bit, but he keeps his feet going. Look at that balance. Great hit in there by the linebacker Thompson, but he runs right through it, keeps moving. Brown has...
We have an injury.
Who's hurt?
Did you see a number? It looks to be Bruce Rule, defensive back for Ohio State, is down. This is the Missouri team we saw against Southern California, Clay. This is the type of effort that upset the best team in the far West 2 weeks ago.
Tell you what, Missouri's done a great job of coming back from that bad performance against Illinois. They're playing one of the outstanding teams in the country, Ohio State, as you well know. And Woods, stepping in here for his first start, is doing an excellent job. He's made a few mistakes, but you know what? He comes right back. It doesn't let it bother him. And he's been real proud of Pete today. He's done well.
Here's Brown.
Watch Brown again on this run. Watch how he's hit very hard there by Thompson. He breaks that tackle, continues on downfield, runs into Rule, and look how strong Brown is for just a small running back.
That's a tough way to spend a Saturday afternoon, isn't it? Mr. Rule helped off the field, but he's okay. 9 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the game. Woods in trouble. Scampering, still on his feet. Throwing the ball. Oh, so close. Winslow just overthrown. Winslow had the defense beat. What a job Woods did here.
Watch Woods scramble here. This is one of the real trademarks of a college quarterback's ability to get out of trouble, not take the loss, going out there and almost throws for a touchdown to Winslow, just out of his fingertips. Tremendous effort on both of them.
So close to bringing Missouri within 1 point of Ohio State. Lewis and Stewart wide left with Stewart in the slot. 2nd down and 10. On the 40-yard line of Ohio State, it comes this way. Lewis on the option pass. Oh, thrown intended for Stewart. And a couple of close calls as Stewart had the defense beat.
Woody Hayes claiming there was a clip on the play. Watch this quick screen out here that he's been throwing to Leo Lewis. And Lewis has a pass off of it, and Stewart is open, and he just barely overthrows him. Well executed play. Missouri showing a lot of versatile offense today. They're not afraid to call the pass and a little razzle-dazzle football, keeping Ohio State a little bit out of step this second half.
Now, Stewart wide right. He's at the top of your screen. Lewis wide left on 3rd down. Woods running, and he only got about 3 on 3rd and 10. And it was Ross on the stop. So that'll bring up a 4th down and about 7. 4th and 6. 8 minutes, 52 seconds to play in the game. The clock is running. Ohio State in dark, leading Missouri in white, 21-14. Missouri was down, and here is a field goal attempt. It'll come from 54 yards out. Tim Gibbons from St. Louis University High School, 54-yard attempt. He gets it up there. It is no good. It is short. So the Buckeyes will get the ball back on their own 20. Gibbons going off. There were a couple of close calls. Missouri coming so close. I don't recall watching a more exciting major college football game in recent years. 21-14, Ohio State, double flanker to the right. A keeper, Rod Gerald, and he runs into a couple of Missourians and finally is tackled by 7. Mike Newman, after a gain of about 6. He can run the football. There's no question about that.
Gerald out of here on this reverse option play where he spins, does very little faking and just runs the football. Fitzgerald hits him right there, but he breaks Fitzgerald's tackle, slides off to the outside, and Hamilton makes the stop.
Hamilton finally in there. 2nd down and 4. Gerald got out to the 30, and that would appear to be right where he has to go for the 1st down. It is 1st down, Ohio State. Quarterback Rod Gerald.
Again, here he is on the speed option, just running the football, just trying to get out in the open. Very little faking to the men hitting in. and he's just trying to use his great speed to get wide, has no intentions of really optioning the football on some of these option starting plays.
What a block by number 79, Chris Ward, 274 pounds. Left guard, left tackle.
Here they come again on the option play.
4 yards or so. Chuck Banta as Gerald slipped at about the 34. Now time is a factor. 7 minutes, 18 seconds to play in the game. Ohio State leading 21-14. Missouri defense needing to hold the Buckeyes.
Missouri's defense done a great job this second half. They have contained Ohio State in a way that probably no one has done so up to probably the last couple of years.
Gerald slips away again. Out to the 42. And he is a slippery eel today. For some reason, the Tigers just can't seem to bring number 8 down. Rod Gerald of Dallas, Texas.
Gerald just running off tackle, makes very little fake to Pete Johnson. Gets out in there and breaks the play to the outside, picks up first down yardage.
Eating up the time. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the game. 21-14 Ohio State.
Missouri really needs this football back. They need to hold them on first or second down. Don't let them progress.
Here is Logan. Logan up to the 48. He is about 4 yards shy of first down yardage, maybe 4.5 yards short. Second down and 4 coming.
He did have a fake there, and there's a great block on Vanna by number 11, the split end. Jim Harrell, the wingback. Logan breaks out here, and Newman finally corrals him out here and brings him down. Mike Newman, Hickman High School, defensive safety.
Second and 4 for the Buckeyes at their own 48. And Johnson got very little. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard more. Curtis Kirkland, number 72, senior from Gary, Indiana, making the tackle. Here is third down and 4. Maybe the biggest play in this football game coming up right now.
Very key play. Third down and 4. They can hold them here at midfield. Make them punt. Puts us back in the ball game with the ball in our possession.
Clock running. 5 minutes, 35 seconds to play. Wide slot to the right. Harrell in the slot. Jones wide to the right on 3rd and 4. Gerald keeping the ball. They got him for a loss. Back to the 42-yard line. Dwayne Henningsen of Richmond, Missouri.
Dwayne Henningsen from Sedalia, Missouri, played at Richmond High School, made a fine play there. Goes right through the 2 blockers. Gerald going to come out here and looks like he's going to run the football on a quarterback sweep. I don't believe he was going to throw it. Fake the pass and run it. Henningsen corralled him, though, and went right through the blockers.
Now Missouri will get the ball back. The clock is running. Exactly 5 minutes to play in the game right now. Skladany kicking. Lewis deep. Lewis standing back at the 15. Beautiful spiral by Skladany. Lewis at the 14-yard line. Out to the 20. Spun around and ganged at the 20-yard line. Half the Buckeye team on him. Led by Greg Storer. So, the Tigers have 80 yards to go. We'll be back in a moment.
Hamilton Music Centers are closing out every Kahn organ in stock. See a great selection at the lowest prices ever. Now save $500 on Kahn's Model 315, priced at just $18.70. Plus Kahn's Model 304 Spinet, with rhythm and free lessons, just $11.95. Don't miss this chance to buy a Kahn organ at tremendous reductions. Choose from several models starting at just $8.95. During Hamilton Music's Kahn organ closeout sale, now at all 5 Hamilton Music Centers.
40 million Americans are involved in recreational boating. This is John Wayne with a word of advice. Outboard, inboard, sail, or if you own your own boat, or simply enjoy boating, I urge you to take the free boating course offered by the United States Power Squadrons. For information, call toll-free 800-243-6000. Call today. Boating is fun. Safe boating is more fun.
First and 10 for Missouri with 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Joe Stewart trying to find room, hemmed in, tackled after a gain of 3 by Bonamici.
Quick screen out there to Stewart, was covered well. Here's Pete right on the money to Stewart. Ohio State shows great pursuit here. Even though there were several good blocks, there were still a lot of people out there. Almost a nose guard penalty there, but they didn't call it.
Woods through the air, 8 out of 18 for 111 yards. 2nd down and 7. Woods keeping the ball, trying to find room, and he moves up. Bonamici made the stop. And they spotted it about the 26. Missouri with a 3rd down and 4. That clock is running. 3 minutes and 48 seconds to play in the game.
Critical down. We've got to try to make this 1st down. I believe that there's a chance that we may go for 4th down yardage here if we don't get it on 3rd.
3 minutes, 33 seconds to play. 3rd and 4. Woods fighting for it. Got it. Got the first down.
How about that Woods, huh? Kept it alive.
You were telling me what a fine football player this young man is when we first met a couple of weeks ago, Clay.
Archie's got real pressure in there. Number 84 was in on him. Breaks it down there. Look at him fight for that 1st down yardage. Great job by Woods.
Well, wherever you're watching this game, we hope you're as excited about it as we are. 1st down for Missouri. It is Brown finding room, and he gets out to about the 36-yard line. Kelton Danzler and Byron Cato, 32 and 71 on the stop.
Watch how close this is to breaking. Just barely get Curtis Brown by the shirt. He breaks that little sprint out draw, back over the middle, back against the grain. He jumps to the outside, very quick. Ruled just barely gets it.
2 minutes and 43 seconds to play. 2nd down and 3 at the 36-yard line of Missouri. And it's Stewart getting the 1st down over the 40-yard line to about the 43. Danzler and Thompson on the stop.
Well executed reverse play.
Clock stops with 2:33 to play. We have building a pulsating finish in the Ohio Stadium. Clock running. Under 2.5 minutes. Lewis to the right, Stewart to the left, I formation. Woods running into Buckeye land, down to the 47. He'll be close to the 1st down. Ross, linebacker, made the tackle. Coming up to 2 minutes to play.
Here's Pete Woods back here to set up again, showing his ability as a scrambler. One of the real good collegiate quarterbacks that can move and run that football. Pete Woods, there he is, just about making a 1st down. Very close. It is a 1st down.
There it is.
Here's a 1st down.
Ohio State is rated number 2 in the nation. Missouri right now is unranked, but there is very little to choose between these football teams. And I would think statistically Missouri might have a bit of an edge right now.
2nd half, they played tremendous football. I tell you, they had come out of here the 2nd half. The staff really did a great job of getting this team going.
Less than 2 minutes to play in the game. 1st down, Missouri. Woods fumbled the ball. Fortunately, it was Kurt Brown who fell on it. Big play for Ohio State.
Pete backing up to throw in the pocket. They're well covered downfield. Pete loses the football, but very alertly they recover.
Hey, there's a penalty on Ohio State. There's a flag on the play. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The officials conferring with Missouri. So that loss may be nullified. All the penalties went against Missouri earlier in the game. But here now late in the game is a key penalty against Ohio State. It's holding. That'll be a 1st down, I believe, for Missouri. Yes, give Missouri a 1st down. at the 44-yard line of Ohio State with 1:26 to play and the clock running. Lewis and Stewart wide left. And it's Kurt Brown inside the 40, but that clock is becoming more and more of a factor. It's running with 1:12 to play.
Ross, the linebacker, saved a long run there.
1:12 to play with the clock stopped. Clay Cooper, I don't know about you, but I feel like I've played the football game today.
I'll tell you what, this has been an exciting second half. The first half was, particularly in the first quarter, was excellent football. We've come back here and looked like a real football team here in the second half. I know that the coaches and all our fans are real proud of Missouri's great comeback against probably one of the top college teams in the country.
I keep on thinking to it last night watching the local sportscasters in Columbus picking the final outcome of this game. One of the guys picking 35-3, another prediction of 30-7 for Ohio State. Everybody underrated a young man whom you did not underrate, Pete Woods.
Yeah, I think Pete has shown us all the time, and he's been in Missouri, that he had some real talent. Of course, Pazarkowicz has always had the great arm and has been an experienced quarterback with fine leadership. And so we were trying to save Pete for 2 years of eligibility. But here he came in and unheralded and unplayed, really.
2nd down and 3 on the Ohio State. Woods was hit. Lewis, the intended man. Woods holding his arm. Somebody cracked him in there, but good. Eddie Beeman.
Beeman was in very quickly, and Woods didn't have time to cock his arm and throw that football. Look at Beeman, closed him real quick. Woods hardly had time to get ready to throw. He did get it off.
Well, if Missouri has a big play in its arsenal, it could use one here. 3rd down and 3 with 1:09 to play. Ball on the Ohio State 40. It is Brown trying to skirt the end. He's got first down yardage. He's still on his feet. He may go. He's down.
How about that run, huh?
1 minute to play in the game. Kurt Brown on a sensational run from Missouri.
Watch this sweep to Brown. Woods on a perfect toss out there to Brown. Look at him maneuver around and work those quick feet of his. Slips a tackle there. He stays on his feet. Gets rid of Rule right there. Thompson misses him. Look at him move on downfield. Great job of running by Kurt Brown, one of the fine running backs in America.
Ohio State leading 21-14. Missouri with a 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. Now Pete Woods cannot hear. Lyman and Woody Hayes holding his hands up. As we mentioned before, the crowd actually can be penalized, the home crowd, if the booing and the noise continues to prevent the visiting quarterback from hearing the signals. I guarantee you, no one has left the Ohio Stadium.
I don't believe so. Probably none of our families have left the Hearns building either.
Again, Woods cannot hear. Now the crowd trying to slow the momentum of Missouri. And Woody Hayes again onto the field. Now, when I was in Washington, D.C., when I interviewed the Washington coach, George Allen, he used to lecture his fans once in a while on television. Maybe the Ohio fans will get a lecture from Coach Hayes sometime next week.
First down and goal to go.
Wide slot to the left. It is Woods. Woods down to the 3-yard line, and the clock shows 54, 53, 52 seconds to go in the football game. Now 48 seconds to play in the game. Clock running. 45 seconds to play. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. A pulsating finish at the Ohio Stadium.
Time is still running there. It's 36 seconds, 35 seconds, 33.
And again, Woods cannot hear, and that will stop the clock. Now the fans here giving Missouri a break, because, am I right on this? The clock will not start until the play begins now.
I don't believe so. I think he has to start it on snap.
So the Ohio crowd actually helping Missouri by stopping the clock. You had to think that would save 3 or 4 seconds right there. Woods putting his arms up just as the Tigers hit the line of scrimmage. Stewart wide to the left. The lone wide man way to the left. Everyone else in tight. Here comes Brown. Here comes Brown. He's down to about the 2-yard line. 24. 23 seconds to play. 21 seconds to play.
Didn't get out rounds.
15. Now the clock stopped with 16 seconds to play. It'll be 3rd down and goal at the 1. Ohio State 21, Missouri 14 with 16 seconds to play.
Ball still on about the 2-yard line here. It's just forward of the 2.
Remember now, on most of these same stations, Clay Cooper and yours truly, Dwayne Dow, will be doing the Nebraska and the Oklahoma games on late-night television. I didn't think we'd see anything more exciting than that Southern Cal game, but we've seen it here today.
Well, this was a ball game in which it could have gone either way here in the second half. Missouri has really had the initiative here in the second half, played great football defensively and offensively, and it's shown a tremendous lot of courage in coming back and carrying really the fight to Ohio State. This has been Missouri's second half. I don't care what happens here in the next 16 seconds. Missouri has really played some fine football here this afternoon.
There's Pete Woods addressing the troops. 10, Leo Lewis. 25, Kurt Brown. 76 in there, James Taylor. Sure, there's a lot of noise back in the Hearns building on the University of Missouri campus right now. 16 seconds to play. Clock is stopped until the ball is put in play. Woods going to the air.
Touchdown! Great play. Perfect play for Leo Lewis. Look at that. Great play. It's already signaled a touchdown. Look at that.
Let's watch it again.
All right. Woods laid it in there in great shape. Look at here. Right over the head of the defender. Great catch by Leo Lewis. Sophomore split receiver. What a play.
The ball came loose, but it was after the play. And the touchdown brings Missouri up to within a point. So, 12 seconds to play in the game. Missouri can win it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are they going for 1 or 2?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I don't know.
They've gone over to the hash mark there. Looks like they'll probably try for 2.
Well, here you start thinking about maybe a bowl game invitation later. Clay, if they go for 2 and don't make it, the head coach, I suppose, is panned. If he goes for 2 and he makes it, then he's a hero. It's a very tough decision for Coach Al Onofrio, and I would not want to make it.
Well, it's just according to how much prestige you think you have out of a tie. You know, they say a tie is like kissing your sister, that it really doesn't do you a lot of good. But in this case, we made a tremendous comeback in the second half, and so maybe you should reward your team with a tie. So, I mean, it's pro and con on what you should do here. I'm not sure whether they have decided at this point. The coaches are down there and have conferred. They've got Pete Woods over there talking to him again. So it's really, I believe that they're going to go for 2. I have no prior knowledge of what they will do, though.
Lewis had that ball long enough. The Buckeyes did not complain. Caught that ball at the far reaches of the end zone. And quite a call by Pete Woods as everyone else was looking for the run. And now Missouri's going to try to win the football game. Missouri's going to try to win it. Interplay.
Flag! A flag!
There's a flag on the play. Flag on the play. Oh, holding against Ohio State.
Flag on Ohio State. Holding up the receiver. call for holding the receiver downfield, down to the 1.5-yard line. Now what do? Do you try to run it, or do you again try to throw that sprint out pass?
Here it is.
Here's Pete Woods sprinting out, looking for a receiver. They had a flooded zone over there. He's temporarily kept from going wide. They contained it, and then he dropped the ball just a little bit over the head of Curtis Brown.
Woody Hayes, one of his more anxious moments. Missouri, 1.5 yards away of going ahead with 12 seconds to play in the game.
Ohio State wants timeout.
Call time.
Defensive captain coming off, wants to talk it over. Ed Thompson. High drama here in Buckeye Stadium. Missouri on the 1.5-yard line. Will they kick it, or will they go for 2 again, Dwayne? What do you think here?
Well, I think Coach Onofrio, obviously going for 2 points there, will try it again. I think he feels that it's been a great Missouri effort, win or lose, so why not try to win it, apparently.
I'd go for 2. I think he's going to go for 2 again.
There's the Missouri sideline, and there is the man from Los Angeles, California, head coach of Missouri, Al Onofrio. The
Al's been in Missouri a long time. He's done an excellent job. He's brought this team along well. I know a lot of people thought they looked bad last week against Illinois, but this is a fine football team. They're going to win a lot of games, and they're great representatives.
This is the football game. Extra point try. Woods on the keeper. Woods fighting.
Woods in there. He's in there for 2.
Missouri leads.
2 points. How about Pete Woods, huh?
Jubilation on the far side. The Missouri Tigers go wild. 12 seconds to play in the game. Here it is again, Clay Cooper.
Was that great effort by Pete Woods? Look at him. He's hit on the 2. Fights on into the end zone. Now, what about that for a young quarterback?
One of the most memorable efforts by a single player in Missouri football history.
I tell you what, aren't you proud of Pete Woods? He showed a lot of great poise. Getting that 2 points in there, and you got to hand it to the Missouri staff. They gambled, they went on in there, and they got that 2 points, and they now lead Ohio State by 1 point. They got to cover this kick, though. The ball game is never over. Here's Pete Woods laying that touchdown pass in there to Leo Lewis. A great lob pass and a great catch by Leo. Look at him, stay in bounds. Tremendous play.
And he did hold the ball long enough for
Hey, is that football? I ask you, gentlemen.
I'll tell you, back at the Hearns building where the Missouri Tigers play basketball, and where we're sending this closed-circuit telecast today, they have to be raising the roof right now. Let's watch it one more time on the extra point attempt. What tremendous effort.
Pete Woods dive in that end zone. 2 men hanging on him. He still made the 2 points good.
Now Missouri leads Ohio State 22-21. There are 12 seconds to play in the game. And as you just pointed out, against this team, you never know. Kick going back to the end zone. Bringing it
Armed under down around the 19-yard line. Great coverage. 5 seconds to go. 5 seconds left in the ball game.
Clay, I would say that Ohio State now has to depart from its usual offense.
Well, I'm sure they're going to throw the football, which is unbecoming a Woody Hayes team. Missouri will be in some sort of prevent defense, and it's going to be difficult for him to move the length of the field here, or 80 yards for a touchdown in 5 seconds.
On my left, my fine color commentator, the director of recruiting for the University of Missouri athletic program, Clay Cooper, is standing. He stood up just before the touchdown, and he hasn't resumed his seating. 22-21 in favor of Missouri. And it must be the television cameras or something, because whenever the cameras go on this year, the Tigers just play with tremendous effort.
Well, I was thinking it was that. I also was thinking that it might be a little bit the Missouri team, but again, I was going to say that maybe you and I doing the telecast might be a big help to them.
I don't have to take any of the credit, neither do you. We're just happy to be here. The last loss for Ohio State at home was in 1971 to a fine Northwestern team coached by my good friend Alex Agassi, 14-10. Northwestern had an excellent year that year. 5 seconds to play. Gerald going all the way. Incomplete. The clock showing no time remaining. The game is over.
The game is over and Missouri wins.
The upset team has done it again. Missouri, the giant killer. Off goes Woody Hayes, shaking hands with number 9, Tim Gibbons, the kicker. And off go the triumphant Tigers. Do you believe it? After the victory over Southern Cal, then the disappointing loss to Illinois, and now the